Mr. Truck here, reporting for Farm Journal. We're here at the Texas State Fair. This is where the trucks are. Trucks are the #1 selling product here for Texas. They all come here because they know they're selling more trucks than any other state. And they introduce new products here just like they do like at the Detroit Auto Show or the Chicago Auto Show. It's Mr. Truck. This is the place to be. So we just looked at 2015 Ford Super Duties. We're going to hopefully look at 2015 heavy duty GMs. We know what the Ram is up to, and we'll look at those. And then Toyota's 2014s are here. So we're looking at everything we can find that's new and exciting. But this is the place to be if you're interested in truck news, the Texas State Fair. Something with MrTruck.com and the Farm Journal. So Rob Stevens, you're going to tell me all about what they've changed back on the 450. Are you drivetrain engineer, or what is it you do?
I'm the chief program engineer for all of Super Duty, so I'm responsible for the Super Duty truck line.
Okay. Well, I went in 2008 when the 450 came out as a pickup truck. I loved it. I mean, it had 19.5 tires, you had 10-volt wheels, big wide front end. Now balancing whatever that harmonic balancer in the back frame is, so even in the 488 gears, it ran great. I was so happy with that truck. And that's probably the first time a slide-in Lance camper was legal. You had enough payload, so I was just so happy. And then you changed it all in 2011 and went back more of a 1-ton, with the smaller tires, the 8-bolt and the 17-inch wheels. So I guess, was it just because me complaining, or why did you change it back? Or?
Absolutely. we listened to you. You said you wanted it back, so here it is. No, we really are. It's a customer-driven thing that not just you, but a lot of people are looking for capability.
Right.
So we upgraded it to the bigger wheels and tires and back to kind of where it was in 2008, but there are a number of improvements. Top speed is faster than it was before. We've changed the ride. We've put the balancer back in. So some things are old, but we've really upgraded it as refined it from where it was.
Well, that's great, because I really liked that. I missed that. A 10-bolt tire, 19.5, 12-ply tires. So now you found a 12-ply tire that was like Z-rated or something to go 90 miles an hour? Or what did you find?
We're a little bit faster than what we were before, just from a rating standpoint. We went out and tested it, got it up to pretty much max capability of where the tire is rated at. So it'll be faster than, I think we were 81 miles an hour max before.
Right.
So it'll be a little north of that.
Well, that's good. They rode great. They turned nice because you got that wide front end on it.
Yep.
Say the same width as what's on a cabin chassis.
Yep.
And then on the 350s, are getting some more axle ratios, because I kind of missed some of that.
We're getting changing it a little bit. So different rear axles, some different ratios, but it's really maxing out the capability. We want to make sure that the towing capability is really all the way pushed to the limit. So 350 has been upgraded to that kind of level. 450 again has taken the big step up with the 19.5-inch tires and wheels.
Well, great. And the brakes are bigger. You said the brakes now are the cabin chassis size.
Cabin chassis size, so they're bigger than what the 350 has on it. But 350 is the bigger brakes that we brought out in 13. Those were new in 13. That's still on that product.
It's the same frame you had before.
Same frame.
Wide frame.
Yep.
Well, cool. And now with the new exhaust brake and the new, the new turbo, all the new injectors. I mean, this thing should have a lot of power.
A lot of power.
Okay, well,
You
will it
saw
tow?
that on the video.
Yeah. So is it going to tow 30,000 pounds sometime soon, or is that down the road? Or?
We will give you a set of numbers not too long from now.
Probably 30,000 pounds. Either.
Well, like I said,
Okay.
we'll provide numbers.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kent Selling, MrTruck.com.
I can.
You were talking about the exhaust brake.
Yeah.
Now, what's different than last time? Before it was an EVRT. It was a variable.
Variable geometry turbocharger.
Right. The wings close up on
Well,
it.
let's come over
So
here and
what's
look at it.
yeah? What's different about that from the other one?
What's different about it is it's bigger. And being that there's bigger bits in here, these vanes are all larger than they were before. It's just a larger turbocharger than we had before. So it's strong enough and tough enough that we can clamp down on it. We can clamp these vanes shut when you're going down a hill and block the exhaust flow from coming out of the engine more than we could before with the smaller unit.
Right, because that was my biggest complaint with the other engine back to 2011 is I could never tell the exhaust brake was working, even with grade shifting.
Right.
And there's no button to push, you couldn't make
Right.
it make noise.
Right,
So now you'll
yeah.
be able to hear it.
Now you have
Back
a button. And I'll just have to caution you that unless you're in really high engine speed and you push that button, you probably won't be able to hear it, but you'll be able to feel it. So when you're going down a 6% grade and you push that button, you'll notice that you don't have to touch the brake anymore.
At all.
At all. for
Okay,
the most
because
part.
before you had to push
Or
the brake
certainly
really
a lot
hard.
less.
Yeah, you had
I
to
mean
push it hard
today's
to
truck
grade
you gotta.
shift, yeah.
Today you
Grade
have to
shift
push
was
push the brake pretty hard to maintain speed. With this one, I'd be surprised if you have to touch the brake more than 2 or 3 times on a long grade.
So that should also help a grade shift better because it won't back up against the rev limiter.
Right.
It'll immediately pull down. Instead of shifting the wrong direction, it'll shift down a gear.
Correct.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted you guys to do.
Yeah.
I'm tickled to death.
That was one of the 3. There's 3 aspects of this program. There was torque and power for advertising purposes and around town drivability. Secondly, we wanted better altitude performance. Like the video showed at Eisenhower Pass, we're a lot faster than we were before, pulling heavy loads. And then the third thing was going downhill. We wanted to enhance our engine braking capability.
Okay, and with
We
the bigger,
think we have with this unit.
well, I hope so because that's what we've been looking forward to. Now,
Yeah.
is this bigger turbo have more turbo lag? Because the other one was great; it would just take off and you didn't have any lag at all. And how about this one?
Let me be. Best way to describe this is the vehicle does not have more turbo lag than it did before. The turbocharger itself, because it's bigger, if you
Right.
just put this turbocharger on a gas stand and tested it, you'd find that it takes longer to build boost than the old one did.
Spool up, yeah.
But you customers, I think, care about whether the vehicle has turbo lag and not whether the turbo itself, how it performs. So what we've done is integrated this in with the whole vehicle with the new torque converter and this new turbocharger and the new fuel injector, such that we get the same throttle response that we always had. In fact, in some instances, it's even better than it was before.
Well, that'd be pretty amazing, and that won't be affected by axle ratio like a 430 versus a 355.
If you have
Turbo lag.
if you got a 430 axle truck today and you take this 15 truck with a 430 axle, you'll think the throttle lag is the same or better than it was before.
Well, that's good. That's good because I like the way it was.
Yeah, because that's a logical question. Anybody that says, "Oh, you're putting a bigger turbocharger on," you would expect that it won't have the same throttle response.
Right.
Well, we've worked around that by integrating the whole vehicle to have the same drivability that it did before.
Is the EGR cooler and the intercooler all that the same?
The EGR cooler is the same as it was before, and the Charge Air cooler is also the same as before. Those
Okay.
are carried over.
Radiator's bigger or are they the same size?
Same radiator. Same
Okay.
radiator and same low temperature loop radiator as well. As you're probably aware, we have 2 cooling loops on the truck, and we still have those same 2 cooling loops.
Right.
We really like that cooling loop, the second cooling loop, because that reduces the amount of intake charge air that's under boost pressure, so that gives you a little better throttle response. So that's why we have that on.
Cool. Then did you change the grade shifting any on the transmission?
No, the shift schedules are pretty much the same. So as you pull a place like Davis Dam, you're still going to see shift points at full load that are about the same as they were before.
Okay.
Same RPM.
Without hitting the brakes so hard.
Yes.
That's going to be a big improvement.
Yeah, and going downhill, you won't have to drag the brake near as much.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, David.
Yes, sir.
Let me grab the heavy-duty pickup segment. The heart and soul of the truck is the engine. That's really the big change for 2015. So let's talk about the heart and soul of the truck. Now, we're the only ones in the heavy-duty truck business that have designed, engineered, and manufactured 100% of their heavy-duty diesel. And with that, there's a lot of benefits. Again, our engine, chassis, transmission engineers are working together on that product, on that engine, and as a result, we're able to deliver no compromise solution to the customer. So we're not getting one attribute at the expense of another. We're also delivering best-in-class quality and customer satisfaction. In fact, if you recently we celebrated a milestone, quite a milestone, in that we sold the 500,000th 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment when you consider that it was just 3 short years ago that we introduced the engine into the 2011 Super Duty. So again, an amazing accomplishment. But let's talk about the 2015 and what's coming up. With the 2015, we've got a number of improvements to the engine. First of all, we're going to increase the size of the turbo. That larger turbo is going to give us best-in-class towing, horsepower, and torque. We're also going to upgrade the injectors, the transmission, and importantly, we're going to add a manual exhaust brake, a push-button exhaust brake that will really help diminish the wear and tear on the vehicle brakes. So again, really significant improvements that are going to pay off in an engine that really is about 70% of our retail mix in Super Duty. So this is truly the heart and soul and the volume engine when it comes to Super Duty. So, and I'm pleased to say that we have something to talk about with respect to the 2015 Super Duty in that regard as well. We are going to update the King Ranch design, exterior and interior design. And what I really want to focus on here is a key differentiator. With King Ranch, we have an alliance that's been in place since 2001. It's an alliance with the birthplace of American ranching. The King Ranch, located between Corpus Christi and Brownsville, 1,300 square miles, almost the size of Rhode Island. Started in 1853 by Richard King, worked for 7 generations, has 260 Ford F-Series on the premises doing work day in and day out. So this isn't a contrived or a fictitious high series that's been created. It's a real place that does real work, that says authenticity and real, and that's what the F-Series brand is all about. It is a Texas institution, no question. So no better place than to the Texas State Fair than to introduce the new 2015 Super Duty King Ranch. So let's bring it on. You'll notice from an exterior standpoint is we've changed the accent color to a very rich caribou color, changing from the pale adobe of today. When you get a chance to get up close and personal here in a minute, you'll see that the leather is changed to a mesa leather. Again, a real rich appearance, and we've also added new King Ranch wood appliques. So really a tremendous upgrade in the King Ranch. We'll have more to tell you about that and the 2015 Super Duty.
Very pleased to introduce the new 2015 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD. The new Silverado HD brings new levels of refinement and strength to the heavy-duty pickup truck segment. It has a best-in-class maximum payload of 7,374 pounds. Conventional towing is rated at 19,600 pounds, also best-in-class. And maximum fifth wheel towing is at 23,200 pounds. More important, the new Silverado HD really has the brains to go with that brawn. With integrated cruise control, auto brake braking, and a diesel exhaust brake that inspires confidence in really tough towing conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new 2015 GMC 3500 HD. Actually, for this truck, I personally use one of these to do a lot of things around my house, including hauling topsoil, although I haven't done the new one quite yet. But it is just an absolutely stunning truck as well.
It is all new, with strong differentiations between the Chevrolet and GMC brands. Each features a large grille with chrome surrounds and prominent cooling intakes, unique headlamps, and heavy-duty specific hoods. But the beauty of the new Silverado and Sierra goes far beneath the skin. The focus on aerodynamics for a quieter cabin and on powertrain cooling for maximum performance under the toughest conditions. We seal the front end so we use cooling air more efficiently. And we isolated the air intakes from the engine so that they breathe cooler air. This all results in more consistent power, especially when towing a large trailer, even on a hot Texas day like today. Now, of course, at the heart of the heavy-duty pickups is the ability to do hard work year in and year out. The 2015 Silverado and Sierra is built on a great foundation, starting with the frame. It's actually a family of fully boxed frames which use large cross sections, hydroforming, and high-strength steels in key areas. The stiffness of the frames contributes to improved ride, handling, and comfort. And the strength of the frames enhances payload and towing capability that Mark previously mentioned.
Mr. Truck here for the Farm Journal. I'm with the county.
Correct.
There we go, and you're the marketing dude?
Marketing dude for the GMC Sierra.
Okay.
Including the new HDs. Absolutely.
Well, HD's what we're interested in now. This is the new 2015.
This is the new
Just
2015.
introduced here, yeah, at the State Fair of Texas.
Sure was.
What I know the sheet metal's different, and we'll look at the interior in a little bit. How much higher is the payload, or horsepower, torque numbers?
The payload is now a best in class, 73, 74. I think was our max payload rating.
Okay, that's on a 110 dually. Okay.
That's new best in class on a dually, and then we now have the highest conventional trailering rating in the segment, 19,600 pounds.
Wow, now is that with weight distributing or without, or?
Yeah, I would
Either
think
way,
so. Yeah,
okay.
either way.
Okay.
2.5-inch hitch on it.
Yeah,
receiver
that's
to
pretty
do that.
amazing bumper pull weight.
Yep. That's where
awesome.
they've gravitated to. So if you got that much to pull, it can do it.
Yeah, and I see your maximum gooseneck has gone up a little bit.
Yep, a little bit.
Right there, 23,000 and change.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
23.2, 23.1 in that range.
Well, I know in the half-ton you guys changed the engine, even kept it in 5.3, but you've done a lot of internals. Have you done anything to the 6.6 Duramax?
The Duramax was new back in 2011. So the powertrain and the chassis, that was all new back then.
Okay.
That carries forward.
Same series.
Yeah,
okay.
and the Duramax Allison, that's been around. God, we've offered those in all of our vehicles since like 2000. There's more than 1.3 million of that powertrain running around out there.
Yeah.
So it's proven pretty good.
Yeah, it had some upgrades in 11 probably.
Oh yeah,
on the
big upgrades in
transmission.
11. Yep. So you
So
still
different
got
sheet metal and different interior.
you
And
still got nearly 400 horsepower, 765 pound-feet of torque. It goes.
is it still 373 axle from
Yep.
the? Okay.
Yep.
And you've got the 6-liter
6-liter gas.
V8 gas.
Yep.
Okay, I know
Yep.
that transmission is
Yep.
not an Allison, but it's held up very, very well.
It has.
It's amazing.
Powertrains are doing well, serving
Yeah.
folks well. We'd hear about it if they didn't.
Well, yeah.
So
Well, that's true. They're good-looking trucks. Of course, I always think that JMC always has a great look to it. Of course, the Chevys, nothing wrong with the way the Chevy
yep,
looks.
different look than the Chevy, of course.
Yeah.
And you got the Denali back there, the dually, which got its own unique look too.
Right, I saw
unique
that
features,
grill.
so,
Now, the
yep.
Focus Beam, is that new for this year, or the Focus Beam headlights from
Yeah, the
last year?
projector lamps are standard on all Sierras.
Okay.
All half tons and now all the heavy duties. This is an SLT trim level, so it's got the LED signature on it. So
Right.
you put these things on in the evening and they're just going to shine like the sun for you. Really nice GMC look to it.
The projector beams aren't automatically leveling, are they?
No, no, they are not.
Well, that might be nice when you put a load on, because nobody likes to have the headlights
Something for
flashing.
us to look into. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Have you moved your brake controller over to
Up in the top
side?
left, yeah, so a
Yes,
little
it
bit
moved
easier
it
to
up.
get to. A little bit better location for that. Now, folks like it there. Done
Yeah.
a lot of asking around.
Cool. Now, is the wheel tilt and telescope, or
Yes,
just tilt?
yes, it is.
I love that.
Manual tilt and telescope. 2 levers on this side.
Yeah.
So that's real nice. The interior on the heavy duties is all new, as is the sheet metal on the outside. Something that you experience on the inside, but it's mostly due to changes on the outside, is how quiet the trucks are. You notice the door design now is an inlaid door design on the outside, so the top of the door comes into the body instead of going over the roof line. That change alone mitigates a lot of the wind noise. And with that change, we now have triple seals around all these doors.
Well, the acoustics sound very well in here. I mean, there's just
they're
like a
very
sound
quiet
studio.
trucks. They're very comfortable trucks. These seats will hold you well and support you well over a long ride. We don't have this one turned on, unfortunately, but we've got 8-inch color touchscreen IntelliLink system, standard on most of our models except for the very lowest trim level. The instrument panels, again, on most of the models, nice soft touch material, very high quality, premium material, durable material. This is live stitching. This is not fake stitch. This is live.
Oh, okay.
Anything on this instrument panel or the steering wheel that looks like metal is metal. This isn't plastic that looks like metal. This is aluminum. This is aluminum right here. This is aluminum. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's something you can find on a Sierra that you're not going to find on most any other truck.
There's similar interiors to the 1500
Yes.
for 14.
Yes, very similar.
Because I really like the interior of that.
You got plenty of USBs and
Yes.
aux jacks and a
Can't have
110
no juice.
in case you want to plug something in.
Now, is the interior on the Denali dramatically different?
The interior on the Denali has got its own shade of aluminum. It's got a tinted deeper aluminum. It's got its own wood grain accents on the side. Most notably, what it's got that no other Sierra has, no other pickup in GM has, it's got an 8-inch reconfigurable driver display. So this whole center section of the instrument cluster is digital.
That makes it nice. Is that one? Can we look at that one on from the stage?
We can, but I don't know if the keys are in it so that we could turn it on for you. We'll have to get you a live truck sometime to get that on film.
That would be great.
You can set different looks to it, and then you of course can toggle all the different vehicle settings and gauges and temperature and information that you want on the bottom part of it. So you can change the look and you can change the information that's on it to exactly what you want.
Well, that's the thing about people who use trucks to pull trailers and use them for work. You want all the gauges you can, just like what tractors have. All the
Yep, you want to
information
watch the
can
tires,
find.
you want to watch everything.
Yeah, you want to watch your transmission temperature, your engine temperature, your all of that, and
Yep.
it's getting so nice. Traction control in a dually.
Yes, stability control now on a dually. Yes, that's,
That's
new
awesome.
for these trucks.
That is
yes,
good.
Thank you for bringing
Because
that up.
an empty truck is like a basketball. They bounce around back and move.
This will help you out a whole lot. Same innovative features we brought out on the light duties.
Right.
The corner step bumpers are on the HDs, standard. The easy lift and lower tailgate is standard on most of the trims.
Yeah, the tailgate's great. That really you just unlatch it and it just
Unlatch it and
floats down.
let it float down.
Oh,
We
that's
got
nice.
standard upper tie downs. Nobody else has got upper tie down hooks to go with the lower ones, and those are pretty handy.
Yeah, man, I'm really into bid management. In Colorado, if something flies out of your truck, kills somebody, it's a $40 fine. And there's something wrong with that. Managing what's in the bid is
Well,
important.
it depends
to
what
me.
you put in. Not everything's the same size, obviously.
Yeah,
so if you got
exactly.
mattresses back there or a dresser or something, you need different places to secure it. So that's why
true.
the upper tie downs are there.
That's true.
And they can
Great.
be moved too if you need to. You can put them in a different spot.
Yeah.
Along the top of the bed. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cool. For the state fair, Ram's already introduced their trucks for 14. We just saw those last week in California. So they didn't announce it here, but the new for 14 is the 3.0 Eco Diesel, the V6 turbocharged. That's only $2,850 as an option over the Hemi with the 8-speed automatic. They come with the 8-speed automatic. I've towed trailers with this, but that's new for the 14. The 8-speed was new for 13. Also for 14 in the heavy duties, you got air suspension. The 2500 has a 5-link system in the back, similar to what they did on the 1500 in 2009. But it's a progressive coil or a multi-rate spring, so it gives more resistance as it gets more weight. So the coils are wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. And they've also, if you want the option of an airbag, they take the coil out and put an airbag in there. On the 3500 series, you can go leaf spring or you can go leaf spring plus an airbag assist. That's all new for 14. The 6.4 liter Hemi V8 is new for 2014. It is available in all the bigger trucks. It's a standard engine in the 4500, 5500. You can get it in the 2500 to 3500, single rear wheel, dual rear wheel. And in the bigger trucks, you can get that with MDS, where it shuts off half the cylinders, and you can run your PTO that way. So if you're using it, in an agricultural application or for a tow truck, anything that needs hydraulics or use that PTO, you can actually get real economical with it and just run it on 4 cylinders, which I think is big news. So you got all that coming from Ram. A lot of changes in the last 2 years from that company. These are normal things that would take 10 years to come to market. They've done them in basically 2 years. But they're here at the Texas State Fair also. Now for what's new for 2014 with Toyota Tundra. It's basically the same truck with new sheet metal, new looks, a little bit new interior. It's got a new name for the top end now, is the 1794 edition, named after a ranch in San Antonio, Texas. And that's the high end, the most luxurious of the models. But you see the grill's different, you see some of the sheet metal's different. Same powertrain, same engine, but it does look nice, and it has a different look to it. But it's basically a better looking version of the same truck.
Who names it a 1794? We do, and here's why. It's very important. The plant site, the San Antonio plant site, is the site of the former Walsh Small Cattle Ranch, which was founded in 1794. Actually, the longest, the oldest ranch in Texas. And the San Antonio plant is pretty impressive. It's the only plant that builds a large pickup and a small pickup on the same line, which gives us the flexibility to adjust our production to match the consumer's needs, the changing market trends. And 2013, it's actually been a really big year for the plant. Because in addition to launching the redesigned Tundra this summer, just last week, the 1 millionth truck, a 1794 edition Tundra, rolled off the line. 5.7 V8 carries more than 2,000 pounds and tows over 10,000 pounds. Now listen, to give consumers truthful towing information, Tundra has been compliant with the SAE J2807 standard since 2011 and is still today the industry's only, I repeat, only full-size truck to fully adopt the new standards. Why the other manufacturers don't comply is a question you should ask them. What we are really proud of, though, is really being born here and built here. And I'm really proud to stand here in front of you for Tundra.
2004 Nissan Titan has no real changes for 2014. Same truck as it's been since basically inception, without a few color changes and a few dash changes, cosmetics, same drivetrain it came out with when it was born.